New at 6, the ABC7 News I-team with an exclusive story of a Tesla that trapped the finger of a 5-year-old girl. Her family is suing, but Tesla says it's the 5-year-old's fault.
Only Sky 7 was overhead. A standoff with Menlo Park police today that could have had deadly consequences. You're going to see the whole incident that ended with no one seriously hurt.
A San Francisco neighborhood doesn't want a homeless navigation center built in their backyard. Today, we tour an existing center and talk with its neighbors, part of our effort to build a better Bay Area.
Now, news to build a better Bay Area from ABC7.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ahmed Dates.
And I'm Dan Ashley. You know, for the past year, we focused on building a better Bay Area, and it means we look for solutions to the issues that affect your quality of life here.
That's right, and you know them when you deal with them. Things like car break-ins, phone robberies on BART, the high cost of housing, and slow traffic no matter what time you travel. Those are just examples of what we want to make better. Today, we have team coverage tackling tough topics of life in the Bay Area.
ABC7 News reporter Leanne Melendez toured one of San Francisco's navigation centers. They're designed to get homeless people off the streets, but would you want one in your backyard? We asked neighbors what it's really like.
ABC7 News reporter Wayne Friedman, he is in the North Bay. The Narrows of Highway 101 has been a problem spot for years, and crews have been working on a fix for years. Today, a milestone in the progress report.
Also today, a new tool in the Bay Area's biggest city to pinpoint what resources are needed the most and where. ABC7 News reporter Chris Wynn has that story and joins us live from San Jose. Chris?
Dan, this is all about using data and technology to improve the lives of people in San Jose. It's called the Social Progress Index. Take a look. I've put it on this computer screen behind me, and you can see here that it identifies trends and gaps throughout the city right down to the census tract. Tonight, San Jose takes another step to innovate, but in a different way.
Whether it's around safety, around health, around education, to show that zip code does not determine destiny.
In partnership with the national nonprofit Social Progress Imperative, America's 10th largest city has become the first nationwide to launch its own Social Progress Index. From crime to educational attainment rates, the index provides a better look at the economic and social well-being of residents, centered on basic human needs, foundations of well-being, and overall opportunity. For example, this part of San Jose's Willow Glen neighborhood off Lincoln Avenue ranks #1 on the city's Social Progress Index. But just a half-mile away, this area came in at 167. In total, there are 213 census tracts in San Jose. These are small areas as defined by the U.S. Census Bureau, each one with an average population of 4,000 people.
This is actually a reminder that data can actually be used for good.
San Jose State political science professor Melinda Jackson says the index can be used as a tool for community organizing.
People in the community can compare themselves to other neighborhoods and be able to see where they stand and say, hey, how come we don't have, access to these resources that other neighborhoods have?
The index aims to support San Jose's smart city vision, the goal to be more data-driven and evidence-based in reacting to challenges.
And it's important to really spur the creative conversations within the community about how we can do better. I think this tool is going to be helpful in many ways, but it's going to require all of us to be engaged.
The tool is available for anyone who would like to use it. We'll put a link on our website, abc7news.com. We're live in San Jose. I'm Chris Wynn, ABC7 News.
Thank you, Chris. Today at San Jose State, a rally to draw attention to the issues facing homeless students. The Student Homeless Alliance hosted the event. They say the school isn't doing enough to help Spartans in need.
We're trying to speak up and capitalize on this opportunity just to, house the students here at San Jose State.
Earlier this year, San Jose State's president said the issue was one of her top priorities. In a statement today, campus officials said 100% of students who requested assistance through the SJSU CARES program and remained engaged with the organization received aid of some sort. Homelessness affects all 9 Bay Area counties and is on the rise in almost all of them. More and more cities are turning to the idea of navigation centers as a possible solution. Not just a place to sleep, these are designed as one-stop shops with the explicit goal of getting people off the streets after a short stay. San Francisco has 5 of them, and there are plans to build a 6th along the Embarcadero. Neighbors have been fighting the idea for months. They don't want one in their backyard. To find out what it's really like to have a navigation center in your backyard, we toured the one at 25th Street. ABC7 News reporter Leanne Melendez got to see firsthand what it's like. She's live in the newsroom with the story. Leanne.
Well, you've heard of the term winning hearts and minds, right? Well, at first, neighbors and businesses were kind of reluctant to have a navigation center in their backyard, but that changed.
The Central Waterfront Navigation Center is quietly nestled in an industrial area in the Dogpatch neighborhood on the east side of the city. Because it's isolated, a few people don't seem to know it's even there. It's right over there.
It's right over there? Well, first time I know.
Frank Lawson, a business owner, had positive things to say about the center. He instead blames a 24-hour gas station with a mini market for attracting homeless people outside his establishment.
We've had homeless people set up tents at nighttime.
Like the one over there?
Yeah, exactly. That just came up this morning.
Why has this navigation center been successful? Let's be fair and realistic. It's a distance away from homes, unlike the navigation center that will soon open along the Embarcadero. It's also the smallest, with just over 60 beds. The Embarcadero one will have 200. The Central Waterfront Navigation Center is also operated by Episcopal Community Services, which has experience with shelters in the city. The people who live at the center can come and go as they please, but are made aware that they too are members of this community.
This community has been an incredible example of what we can accomplish.
Just as important is the relationship between the center and neighbors.
It takes our staff working hand in hand with leadership in the Dogpatch neighborhood to hear their concerns, to understand their concerns, to respond as quickly as we possibly can.
And that relationship has grown. In this letter written by the Dogpatch Neighborhood Association, the DNA says it would welcome a second 3-year lease term at the current site. In the next paragraph, the association says, since opening, the Central Waterfront Navigation Center has been a good neighbor, well-maintained, and an invaluable resource in addressing encampments in our neighborhoods. The center says neighbors have realized that this center is a viable way to keep people off the streets.
And that center opened in May 2017. Residents have a case manager. They get psychiatric services twice a week if they need it. There is a clinic, and so neighbors have seen the value of that center. In the newsroom, Leanne Melendez, ABC7 News.
Leanne, how successful is the center in getting people to transition into permanent housing?
Yeah, you know, I asked that. Well, 24% of the people who left the center moved into permanent housing. Now, that doesn't mean that the other, 76% failed. There isn't enough housing in the city, even if they are ready to make that transition. I asked how do residents and staff feel about that. They said disappointed.
All right, Leanne Melendez reporting live for us tonight. Thank you, Leanne.
Well, our effort to build a better Bay Area focuses on solutions, and today there's a milestone to celebrate on a solution to North Bay traffic. Caltrans broke ground on the last Sonoma County segment of Marin-Sonoma Narrows project. This project on Highway 101 from Petaluma to Novato is designed to reduce highway backups and add new carpool lanes. ABC7 News reporter Wayne Friedman is live with a progress report tonight. Wayne?
Good evening, Dan. Oh, the Narrows. This has been a project 30 years in the planning, 18 years in construction. Today it started the last phase. It's roughly a $121 million project. And yes, when they broke ground, they did it symbolically. Mention delays along the Highway 101 Narrows expansion anywhere in the North Bay, even at the River Wetlands Dog Park in Petaluma, and you won't have to wait long for a strong reaction. Do you believe anything Caltrans says at this point?
No. 3.
So they may have noted the irony this morning as Caltrans kicked off another round of highway construction in, of all places, a cul-de-sac. Does that irony strike you at all?
Well, I think it's very fitting.
When Caltrans senior engineer Jeffrey Kress graduated from nearby Novato High School, he never imagined supervising the last stage of this billion-dollar project, expanding 16 miles of highway to 6 lanes and completing a modern highway in the place of one built to 1950s standards. It has taken 18 years. Caltrans told us today they could have finished all of this project in 5 years if the money had come in at once.
We're working on a highway system that has traffic, so it's not like we're working in an area that has no traffic and we can just build the lanes and go.
This last section will install sound walls between the highway and neighborhoods, elevate the freeway, and add 4 bridges, including one here above an extended Rainier Avenue, allowing traffic to pass from east to west in Petaluma. While environmentalists don't like it, regulars in the Deer Creek Dog Park see progress, even though the extended road will pass close to them.
Well, we really need it. There's only 2 roads that go over to the other side of town.
Caltrans optimistically estimates 1 to 2 years until completion. After that,
When this project is complete, I will retire with about 34 years in the state of California.
and he'll have left his mark in his hometown. And residents around here are hoping he leaves that mark sooner than later. Jeff has one extra motivation. He lives about a mile away from the project, so he wants to get it done. Everybody in this town, he says, has his phone number. When things go wrong, he says they call him, and sometimes in the middle of the night. Live in Petaluma, Wayne Friedman, ABC7 News.
Okay, Wayne, thanks so much.
One of the Bay Area's best features is the vibrant restaurant scene, but it is in jeopardy.
Yeah, there are more restaurants closing these days than opening in San Francisco.
As part of our efforts to build a better Bay Area, we are exploring a new trend, the virtual restaurant. It's different than a food truck, but is it part of the solution or part of the problem?
I'm Spencer Christian. As another fall weekend comes our way, a summer-like warm-up is developing. I'll give you the AccuWeather forecast in just a moment.
Okay, thanks, Spencer. And a confrontation between a man and Menlo Park police could have had deadly consequences, as you can see. Only Sky 7 was overhead as it happened. And next, we're live with an explanation of the officer's actions. Stay with us.